but without all the calories. Focused on the form and not so much on the salary. I powerfully proliferate pronouns for hours. No matter how much you hate this, you can't destroy greatness, cause there ain't no replacement for hard work and patience. Professional progression only takes place when you've mastered the basics. Escape the rap matrix, emotions and pens. I vandalize these pages like a temporary sadist. With deadly verbal agents, I don't rap for the cash or the money I ask for. I rap with the crowd saying praises and amen. Spiritual workings that persuade and change men. Acrobatics and mathematics, tongue-to-lung mechanics, and accent tactics. Spit fire, I spit acid. Spit hits, I spit classics. I'm here because I'm a talent, while you here cause you like the challenge. With breath control and balance, I run shows like tyrants and advanced like sciences. I conduct business, I construct liquids, make molecules with calculated thickness, smell specific physics with illicit strictness, precision and quickness, just to verbally witness to the world with the spit that's so unmercifully vicious. I spit for sport and uplift for the Lord, with a smile and a style that can't be ignored. While you're on stage, the crowd is standing and bored, but we keep rocking this till the apocalypse. These kids keep asking if it's hard or not. I got 3 words for you, isn't it obvious? Yo, you just can't stop this. Your squad is like hobbits, while my clique is very polished and instructed to demolish any and every object that stands as a blockage to what we're trying to accomplish. Bring hip-hop back to its truest form of awareness and conscience, like truth and knowledge. In this we find peace, in this we find deep satisfaction and solace. My vile retribution results in execution. I'm 1,000 years ahead, yeah, cause my rhymes is divine and used to wait for evolution. It's way past time to start this rhyme revolution and take back what's ours from these corporate institutions and commercial prostitution. It's time to start this movement for hip-hop's improvement. It's time to stop talking and time to start doing. It's time we rebuild with the 4 basic tenets and lay the foundation with words and academics.
It is a successful combination of both. So therefore, it is not therefore it's not pure natural or unnatural. The ideal is unnatural naturalism or natural unnatural.
Tighten it up, people. Let's go. Tighten it up. Ladies and gentlemen,
Gats and Glocks and thugging on the block, hoodies and Timbs and 20-inch rims. I've moved beyond that to contact galaxies, forming sound sculptures that can't be found in halls, exhibits, or galleries laced with rhymes that really taste great, but without all the calories. Focused on the form and not so much on the salary. I powerfully proliferate pronouns for hours. No matter how much you hate this, you can't destroy greatness, cause there ain't no replacement for hard work and patience. Professional progression only takes place when you've mastered the basics. Escape the rap matrix.
Gente, muy buenas noches, ¿qué tal? Bienvenidos a un sábado noche de misiones secundarias de Final Fantasy XVI. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estáis? ¿Cómo lleva la semana? Bueno, ha llegado el fin de semana. Estamos ya en mitad del fin de semana. Pues nada, gente, vamos a echar un ratito a esto. Anoche nos quedamos... Hicimos bastante secundaria y nos queda, digamos, el grueso. Nos queda lo gordo. A ver, un momentito. Que ponga esto bien. Esto en condiciones. Vale. Creo que está bien, ¿no? ¿Qué ha pasado? pasado? ¿Qué ha pasado? ¿Qué ha pasado? Aquí estoy otra vez. Nada. Está bien, ¿no? Se ve bien, se ve perfecto. Se ve correcto. Se escucha bien. Cojonudo. Venga. Vamos a cambiar esto. Y nada. Vamos a darle a esto un rato. Bueno, como he dado cuenta, hoy hemos empezado bastante antes que de lo normal. Bastante antes de lo normal. Eso es porque, bueno, porque ha surgido así. Básicamente, no es que yo lo haya... Espérate, a ver si se ve, ¿no se ve esto o qué? De puta madre. No es que yo lo haya programado ni nada. Ha salido así y ya está. Así que... Pues nada, vamos a aprovechar el momento este. Aprovechemos este momento. A ver cómo es esto. Espérate porque... Así. Y como siempre digo, ahí tenéis la cajita del chat para comentarme lo que queráis. Lo que os dé la gana. Y sin más, vamos a darle duro a estas... No bloques que
Ivan's
van
newest dish is a masterpiece. Once you get over the urge to gag, that is.
Ah, me estaba hablando este. Esperanza perdida entre crestas de blanca espuma, desaliento que las nieblas traen con la bruma. Tacho, en serio. Déjalo. Epopeya culinaria. Bueno, venga, esa misma. Esa estaba empezada, según veo, ¿no? Esa estaba empezada. Sí, señor. A ver qué me dice el Harpócrates.
Lawsman Harpocrates.
Vengo a
I've come to pick your
preguntarte
brain if you don't
algo.
mind. It's
Si
about the
tienes un
book you
momento,
lent
tiene
Ivan.
que...
Valisthea, a culinary pilgrimage, a classic. One of my favorites, in fact. The young man did a wonderful job with the Chance's stew. I do hope
El
we shall be
guiso
able
de
to sample
estilo.
more such
Espero que
marvels in
podamos
due course.
probar.
That's actually why I'm here. I don't suppose you know where I might find skyworm livers and
Dragomenta.
drakesmint.
Aerosaurio.
So the fabled Sandbrequois delicacy is next on the menu. Now, skyworm is a somewhat antiquated name for the wyvern. Their ground livers being the paste
Hígado
from
de
which the
hibernum.
mortress is made.
Dragon livers.
Drago.
How very Sambraquois.
One would have thought the disciples of Bahamut would have a touch more reverence for their icon's brethren, but apparently not. I believe the specific dragon the recipe demands is the blueback wyvern, said to be the very color of the sea beside which it resides.
Sí.
So we know where to look for our liver.
Saint's bonnet in contemporary parlance, a herb which grows along the North Reach coast.
Norwich.
I gather that one can locate the cheerful yellow flowers by their heady scent alone. So I'm sure you'll have no trouble finding. I may add that people once believed game was best served with the flora that sustained it in life. In which regard, fried mortress of skyworm.
Meaning that if I find one, I find the other.
Best of luck, Clive, and do.
Sí. Te llevo un tupper.
Admitted I could ride the Enterprise.
Te guardo un tapercito. Bueno. Pues... Consigue la hierba santa, derrota al guiberno índigo. El guiberno índigo seguramente sea una escoria de esa. Escoria. Y eso está... Aquí está. Aquí está en Norwich. En Northridge.
A fortress? The garrison is threatening to pull their sentries from the market.
I would speak with this Duke.
Saw the captain just now.
Acabo de ver al capitán, no llevaba el uniforme. Que al duque y su guarnición los parta un rayo. Joder,
What
macho.
say you then?
If Felipe's gone, who's our new captain?
Bueno, pues... ¿Puedo saltar por aquí? Salta. Oh, qué mierda de salto. Pues se ve a lo lejos. A lo lejos lo vemos. Vamos al Liverno Índigo. ¿Será familia de Lola Índigo? No creo. ¿Por qué? Gracioso. Vamos, vamos. Bien. Espérate, espérate. ¿Ya? 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 Sí, ya. Para, coño. Para, hostia. Espérate, eso está allí. Mira, flores amarillas. Claro. Espérate, no sé ni lo que tengo de 2 pociones y 3 ultra pociones. A ver. No, es un segundo que... A ver, a ver. Escucha muy bajo, tío. ¿Qué pasa aquí? Espérate, que creo que es por esto, un segundito. Creo que es por esto. Ajá, ¿ves tú? Espérate, está al máximo. Sigue escuchando poco, ¿eh? Está bien conectado, ¿no? Esto... Joder, macho. Auriculares. Sí, está al máximo, tío. Lo raro es eso. No sé. Noto poco volumen. Bueno, es igual. No sé. No pasa nada. Esto está perfecto. Ah, vale. También es porque estaba cuando está en pausa baja el volumen del sonido, de la música. Vale. Bien. ¿Dónde vas? No le baja el... ¿Dónde está? Lo tengo ahí. ¿Dónde vas, cabroncete? Vale. No, eso no. Vamos a cambiar esto. Quita. Esto, joder. ¿Has visto lo que le quita? ¿Has visto lo que le quita? Pues que salvaje, tío. Salvaje. Va. Bien. Perfecto. Ha vuelto a caer. Ya cae. Rematemos. Bueno. Al final es que se limita. Lo veo muy limitado. O yo soy un manco y no sé hacer combo, o yo qué sé. Pero al final el combate lo veo muy limitado. Hígado de Aurosaurio. Los naturalistas de Balistea aún debaten sobre la causa de la hipertrofia que muestra el hígado de los guibernos índigos. La hipertrofia, tío. Algunos sugieren que se deba a la carroña de la que se alimenta, lo que los impele a consumir hierba santa para aliviar el dolor de la hinchazón. Otros arguyen que el origen se encuentra en la propia planta, de irresistible sabor para estas bestias. Sí, tío.
That's the wyvern's liver. Now I just need to find the herbs.
Ahora buscar la hierba.
Yellow with a heady scent.
¿Verdad? Yo he visto antes. Las flores se han visto por ahí detrás. Hostia, espérate. No me deja. Me cago en la puta. Tiene un candado, Va a ser, ya verás. Eso es porque hay otra misión. Te folle. A ver, tío, a ver. Ya me va a joder. Eso es por tener 2 misiones activadas. ¿No? No, espérate. Estoy yendo a otra misión, tío. Mira dónde está eso. Joder. Cacho de monger. Pedazo monger. Joder, tío. Vamos a ver si yo... ¿Qué he hecho? He vuelto y está. Estoy empanado, tío. Estoy empanadísimo, tío. Si es que lo he visto. Cuando estaba... He ido por el dragón y después he visto el simbólico este. He visto el icono y digo, vale, está justo delante. Y yo... y medio detrás. De verdad que... Vaya tela. Ahí está. Esto sabe lo que parece, No, cuando lo he visto de lejos, así, un poquito más lejos, parecían las hojas de los calabacinos, las flores de los calabacinos. Pero no, que va, es como romero, pero flores amarillas, no sé, una cosa. Oh, soy experto en flores.
I think that's everything Molly needs to resurrect her recipe. Better head back.
Pues ya está. Venga. Hay que ir a otra vez. Usa la guarida. Y al lío. Molly. Señora Molly.
So, did you have that word with Tomes then?
I did, and he was as helpful as ever. He told me exactly where to look, in fact.
Hierba santa y hígado de orosaurio.
And what precisely will I be cooking up? Or is it better not to...
Blueback wyvern liver. And, a herb known as Saint's Bond.
Ah, wyvern livers, was it? Well, at least it were an actual word,
Pero es una
I suppose.
especie de lagarto, en
Right
verdad.
then, you stay right where you are. Let's hope these grand old chefs of yore knew what they were on about.
En verdad es una especie de lagarto. Tía, si eso
And here
parece
we have it. Fried
morteruelo frito de orosaurio. Parece cazón en adobo con... Parece cazón en adobo con col. ¿Es o qué?
of skyworm. Ivan's offered to make sure it's fit for consumption. Well, I say offered. He as good as begged.
And rightly so. Is there any higher honor than partaking in a slice of culinary history?
¿Qué te pasa? No la he sentado muy bien.
So, not fit for consumption then.
What witchery is this? The crackle of the crust gives way to an almost violent richness. Yet, it is the piquant kiss of the saint's bonnet that tames this savage dish.
Joder, ni que fuera este Laviñano ahora. Es un crítico culinario. Es magistral, que digo, es un estallido de aromas, un huracán de sensaciones, un fenómeno gastronómico que resurge tras libros del letargo.
Charivan, a maelstrom of flavor and sensation, a graceful beast emerging from centuries of slumber.
I think he likes it.
Sí.
Well, I
Que
can't
me le ha
quite tell with all
gustado.
that nonsense he's talking. But I reckon you might be right. It was decent then, I take it.
Creo que
It's remarkable. And I defy any man to say a word to the contrary. Sid, might I suggest that you command a party of your finest men and women to procure a dozen blueback wyverns forthwith?
I'll give it some thought.
sí, a ver si los va a extinguir ahora, ¿sabes? Hostia, tío. En una semana, el Giverno en extinción. En estado de extinción. Manda cojones. Bueno. A ver qué dice este.
Ivan's newest dish is a masterpiece.
No entiendo, tío.
Once you get over the urge to gag, that is.
Hostia. Bueno.
Stew's awfully thick.
No hemos terminado todavía. Hay que hablar con... ¿Cómo? Espérate, me he equivocado. Hostia puta. Tengo más cartas. Tengo más cartas, sí señor. Tengo más cartas. ¿Cómo sería así, no? No sabes cuánto agradezco todo lo que has hecho por los. Ya sabes que soy par con palabras y no se me da bien poner mis pensamientos por escrito, así que en lugar de una sarta de zalamerías y halago, he pensado en expresar mi gratitud con varios barriles de la próxima añada. Tendrás que aguardar un tiempo, pero verás cómo la espera merece la pena. Su pérdida no será en vano. Eloís. Aún me cuesta creer que Teo no vaya a volver nunca más. Cada mañana me levanto esperando encontrarlo a Chacoberiza, dando de beber a las monturas o preparando los fardos, pero no está, ni estará. Me he cansado de derramar lágrimas que no parecen secarse nunca. Sé que debo seguir adelante, pero jamás lo olvidaré. Los dos erigimos este negocio y mientras las caravanas bermejas sigan en pie, seguiremos juntos. Pienso continuar trabajando, liberando a cuantos pueda, para honrar su recuerdo. Es la vida que he decidido llevar. Qué pena. Un mundo en libertad. Lamento haberos metido a ti y a ese mangurrián en todo este embrollo. Pero gracias a los dos he podido poner punto y final a ese asunto que llevaba arrastrando tanto tiempo. Ahora que todo está resuelto, por fin podré tomarme un respiro y disfrutar del nuevo mundo que tanto te empeñas en crear. A una no le hace falta los dos ojos para ver todo lo bueno que has hecho hasta ahora. Claro. Joder. La vieja. Tiene faena. Para pa. ¿Esto qué es? Se abre por acá. Pues nada, vamos a... una vuelta hay que dar, macho. Para arriba, ¿no? Para arriba. Para arriba. El pastel de limón de Molly. Pastel de limón. Pues no lo he probado. La tarta de limón sí. El bizcocho de limón. Camber ha caído, no puede ser.
I'm sorry, but the report was clear. The scouts found no survivors.
What do you reckon we should do?
A ver esto.
I say we should
A
just
ver.
tell Michelle.
A ver. Los mangurrianes. Mangurrianes.
Sid! Out of your studies, I see. And what is that? It's not a set of scales, is it?
No. Of course it isn't.
Well, not anymore, it's not. Oh,
And just how long hasn't it been one?
we're sorry.
But we didn't break them. We dismembered them.
Just like
Desmembramos.
Miss Middledore showed us.
Miss Midadol.
Mirador.
And why would she have you dismembering her creations?
Because that's the only way to become a ninja-neer.
Miss Middledore said, the best way I see how something works is to take it apart and put it back together again.
Well, then your work is already half done.
The taking apart was easy enough, but it's the putting back we can't.
Speak for yourself. The heavy thing goes at the bottom. Then...
Es una báscula, ¿no?
You three need to learn to take responsibility for your act. So let's have a look at these parts with fresh eyes, shall we?
A ver.
All right. Everything
balanza.
here was once part of Miss Middledore's scales.
Eso.
Every piece has its own role to play, and if even one of them is missing, the scales won't work. So let's think about what those roles... You already know one of the pieces. The body. Its role is to support everything.
A ver. Pues quiero inspeccionar el brazo.
This is called the arm. Why do you suppose that is? It doesn't look much like an arm.
You're right. It looks more like a wing.
You've ridden a chocobo before, haven't you, Sid? Well, you...
I'll think about it. Now,
Hold things. So wait, maybe this arm holds things too?
good thinking. You're on the right track.
Engranaje.
This tiny piece is what's called a cogwheel, or gear. Have you ever seen one before?
I have. Miss Middledore's dungeon is full of them. Most are on the floor.
She puts them in all her inventions. They spin round and round and round and round.
Around, around.
That's right. They're very useful when you want to make things move. Do you remember if there was anything on the scales that moved?
I remember the arm moved when I tried weighing an apple. And then somebody ate it.
It's not my fault. You shouldn't have tried weighing it before lunch.
We know what part's supposed to move and how it's supposed to move. So, let's put the pieces together first, see what doesn't move, and then stick the cogwheel to that.
Not a bad idea, is it?
Bastante difícil. Platillos.
These round parts are called the pans. You all know what a pan is, don't you?
I do. Molly uses them in the kitchens to fry bangers.
But these aren't for frying bangers, you idiot. They're for weighing stuff.
But what if I wanted to weigh Goots? I don't think he'd fit on that little thing.
Probably not.
What are the chains for? Holding the pans up?
Well spotted. Which means something must hold the chains up in turn. So, now that we've taken stock of the parts and learned what they do, what do you think?
I think we've got it.
Then here's what we'll do. You tell me what goes where, and I'll put the scales together.
Well, obviously you need to start with the body. All the other pieces fit onto it, don't they?
And the arms go on the body, just like real arms. Or wings, if you're a chocobo.
And then the arms hold the pans by the chains.
Very good. Let's see if that works. There. All finished.
Yes! We did it!
Well, with Sid's help.
Oh, I just put the pieces together. It was you three engineers who showed me how.
That's right. We're Miss Middledore's hairs.
Her hairs?
Sus folículos.
Yeah, hairs for the future. She's showing us her secrets now, so we can help out the hideaway when we're older.
What do you think, Sid? Are we almost ready?
Sus
With
folículos.
a little more help from Miss Middledore and Miss Shirley, I'd say it won't be long at all.
Joder,
You hear
folículos.
that? It won't be long.
Until then, though, do try to be honest with Miss Shirley.
Hey, look. We never used the cogwheel.
You don't think Sid forgot about it, do you?
¿Qué pasó
Didn't happen to
entonces?
forget anything, did you, Sid? Didn't happen to forget anything, did you, Sid?
Hay una cosa ahí. Bueno, es igual, no pasa nada. ¿Funciona? Pues perfecto. Espérate porque aún no hemos terminado. Es que me parece un poco absurdo. Tener que volver a la biblioteca ¿para qué? Para darle el careto al viejo y decirle, ya está, listo. ¿Por qué? O sea, de verdad que vaya tela. De verdad que... Ay, Dios.
Covered in nicks and lumps, the lot.
Well, did you
Ah, no,
solve
no
the
era para
mystery?
velar, Pócrate.
It was as you thought.
Los niños tenían la
The
balanza o
children
las
had the
piezas para
scales. They
ver.
dismantled them to see how they work.
Oh, no, Mid will...
Thankfully, she won't. Although I was the one who ended up teaching the lesson.
I'm so sorry, Sid. I know how busy you are. I shall see that the children are properly punished.
Please, there's no need. Mid seems to have taken the three of them under her wing. She's even calling them her heirs. She'd have them follow in her footsteps. And her father's.
I see. Sid, do you know why Mid has been spending so much...
She told me it was because her studies have been interrupted by events in Canva. Is that not true?
No, it isn't. The university offered her a commission. In exchange for full tuition, room and board, they asked her to oversee. To anyone else it would be an opportunity. But to Mid, who lost both her parents to war, but that should come as no surprise. She's only ever cared about bringing people hope.
Which explains her heir. She's working to give them a better life. And so should I.
Ah, you've given them far more than that. And I'm sure they're very...
Pequeños ingenieros. Bueno, otro más. Venga, no perdamos tiempo. ¿Qué
Mid
dice
is
esta?
teaching my pupils her secrets. I suppose I should brush up on some of them myself.
Sí, sí, deberías. Los pecados de MX, historia Reum Balisteae, cuentos y fábulas de Rosaria, de Desambreque con amor. De Desambreque con amor. Bueno, siguiente misión, venga. ¿Cómo va la cosa? Hay una que está todavía bloqueada, la de números rojos, que bueno, esa la voy a dejar de momento. Pero tenemos un pasado que afrontar. Claro, esa es la que tengo que hacer para que luego la de números rojos funcione. O reúnete con Rutherford, el número 2, que está... ¿Dónde coño está? No tengo ni puñetera idea. Bueno, vamos a hacer esa, la de... Espérate, es que esto no estaría aquí. La de reúnete con Rutherford no es aquí. Sería aquí. Oye. Vale, esa es una de las partes. Va, mierda, bien. Vamos para acá, venga, aquí. Aquí. Aquí hay un montón de misiones, o sea que... Lío. Al lío. Venga, era las 2. Que está justo aquí.
Doris should be somewhere
Doris tiene que
nearby.
estar por aquí, al menos que se haya ido.
Assuming she's still here.
Bueno, puedo hacer la que sea. Puedo hacer esta. Puedo hacer esta, que sería la de números rojos. O puedo hacer esta, que sería buscar a Doris en la fonda. ¿Dónde está Doris? Estaba aquí hace un momento. Doris. Ya.
My lord Marcus, is that you?
Venga, vamos a hacer esto.
It is you. Then you... I am
Soy Sebastián, gracias por venir. Dame vuestro tío. Lo sé, ya lo conocíamos. Cierto, pues señor, gracias por venir.
Sensitive that you couldn't put it in writing.
1,000 apologies, my lord.
It's all right.
I am here at Martha's Rest, tasked with learning what I am able of, and what I have learned is grim. The fall of the Mother Crystals has left the subsequent darkening of the heavens has only made things worse. Akashic attacks once the gears of governance have ground to a halt, and without a steady hand on the realm threatens to... Your lord, uncle, however, believes...
That sounds like...
It is. Hence my having enlisted the aid of several colleagues.
Alas.
I have lost contact with 2 of those colleagues already. They are both able-bodied and trained in the sword, yet in these dark times even that may not prove sufficient to keep a man safe on the road.
So you want me to find them? I'll need to know where they went.
One I sent to investigate the Republic, the other the old Imperial capital of Oriflamme.
That doesn't exactly narrow it down. I suppose I'll start in Dalamil and work my way east.
Thank you, my lord. I shall pray for your success and safety. My associate in Dhalmekia would have had to pass through the Republic's checkpoints to gain entry to the
Busca el
capital.
compañero de raza.
Perhaps someone in Dalamil or
¿Dónde está? Ah, vale, que está dentro. No, ¿qué coño? Tiene que estar. No sé. A ver. Por aquí. No, como aparecía ya la zona, ya el círculo verde, digo, bueno, pero como es que no tengo que hacer, no me puedo poner a hacer misiones consecutivamente.
If there's one thing we've learned over the past...
When the Fang fella took my livelihood with it.
La gente está jodida porque me he cargado los cristales. De verdad están jodidos. ¿Qué has hecho, tío? ¿Qué has hecho?
Nothing to report. Same as yesterday.
Esta zona, cuando no está el cielo así, ennegrecido, está guapísima la zona esta.
I don't see your master here, so you can start by giving us all the coppers.
I already told...
Then maybe we'll take that pretty outfit.
Please! These men are trying to rob me!
Se parece al de Walking Dead a... Hostia, ¿cómo se llama el tonto ese? Ese que hablaba así muy fino, pero hablaba muy... Sí, tío. Que era compañero del pelirrojo del bigote. Hostia, tío. ¿Cómo se llama?
I'll deal with this.
Thank you.
You that one's master, then? If you'd kindly pay the...
Or you can go back to your garrison and I won't report you to your captain.
Oh, you're more than... He hasn't had many visitors since...
¿Cómo se llamaba, tío? No. Hombre, hay uno ahí. Oh, había uno. Hostia, lo tengo en la punta de la lengua. ¿Cómo es, tío? Se llama este.
I'd expect as much from Hugo's faithful, but
Much has changed in the Republican Army since then.
you've seen this kind of thing before then?
Many times. I was sent here to observe the situation.
You're one of Rutherford's men. He sent me to look for you.
Well, then you have my thanks. I fancy I could defend myself against one, perhaps two, but a whole regiment. I arrived in Dalimil several days ago, but when I called upon the captain of the local garrison to make inquiries, his men confiscated my effects and locked me in a cell.
The captain is no more, and his men make the rules now.
Fortunately, I was able to bribe my way free, only to be stopped again by those soldiers you...
Yo sí, es que igual. Ya el pelo así largo también repeinado para atrás. Y hay momentos en los que lleva una coleta. ¿Verdad? Una coletilla. Y habla así. Hostia, tío. ¿Cómo? Ay, no me acuerdo cómo se llama, tío.
Kindly dispatched.
What of the Fist Central Command? Surely they wouldn't allow such lawlessness amongst their ranks.
I would imagine they are unaware of it. Most of
Que
the
se
army has
enamoró de
fallen back to the
Rosita.
capital and hunkered down behind her walls. Those who weren't recalled now rule the fringes unchecked.
Pero
answering
Rosita
to
no
no one but
le
themselves.
correspondió.
We imagined. You
No le
should
estoy haciendo
return to
ni
his
puto
area.
caso.
It's not safe here.
No le estoy haciendo ni puto caso a este.
You won't mind if I borrow one of these soldiers' coin purses?
Not at all. Now, to find this second associate of Rutherford's. If he was bound for Oriflamme, I'll start at Northreach and see if I can pick up his trail.
Busca al compañero de Rutherford. Pa, 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 y no está. ¿Cómo se llama, tío? Lo podría mirar. ¿Qué me sale? Mijail, Joel.
There's a lot of
No,
road
pero no.
between here and the capital. Rutherford's man could be anywhere.
Who'd you think?
The garrison is threatening to pull their sentries from the markets if we don't...
I would speak with this Duke.
Saw the captain just now. Wasn't wearing his uniform.
Esta, la segunda. Capullo, sal de aquí. Joder, macho. Un segundo. Un segundo, gente. Eugene. Eugene, tío. Joder. Eugene. Eugenio para los hispanohablantes. Eugene, su puta madre. La verdad es que por culpa de él muere bastante gente. Por su torpeza. ¿Qué pasa esta? Eso no es, ¿no? Así es. Por su torpeza. También es verdad que luego salva a gente. Pero al principio...
What happened here?
If you're with the others, they've already relieved...
I'm not. I'm looking for someone who was sent here by a man named
Rutherford.
Rutherford.
And then you found him. I'm Alistair Rockford, attendant to the Lady Ariane of House Wellesley.
Of the 7 high houses of Rosaria. It's been a long time since last I saw my great-aunt. Is she well?
My Lord Marquis? Yes. Yes, she is. The Lady Dowager has granted me leave to assist your uncle's steward. I was on my way back from the old capital when I saw some villagers being robbed on the road here.
Bandits?
They looked more like field hands, but it didn't matter in the end. I did what I could to help the victims, but all it earned me was a pommel to the temple.
Which way did they go?
South, toward the gate.
All right. I'll take care of them. Founder knows I've met enough of their kind. You head back to Northreach, visit the Vale, tell them I sent you.
Thank you. I shall. Founder be your shield. It was only a short while ago that I was assaulted. If you hurry south, you may find those who did this.
O sea, el otro era Rutherford y este es Rockford.
It was only a short while ago that I
No
was
sé
assaulted.
cómo atragar.
If you hurry south, you may find those who did this.
Vamos.
They just couldn't resist, could they?
Que se baja, tío. Ah, son estos. Los ladronzuelos, los bandidos, los rufianes. Malhechores, es que no falta decir malhechores. Este no le hace. El otro de ahí al lado. ¡Ah! Y no me dé, por favor. Salvaje, tío. Salvaje. Era que... Y soba. Sí. Tío, ¿quién me dará el ELRulK.O, tío? ¿Quién me dará el ELRulK.O? Necesito ELRulKos.
I thought I told you to make for the Vale.
And stand by as ill might befall the heir to the ducal throne.
It's just Clive, and I'm fine, which is more than can be said for you.
I will survive.
Strange that the garrison wouldn't intervene in such a brazen attack so close.
The garrison have their hands full inside the city. There are few hands left to work the fields, and even fewer to transport the grain. The market stalls are nearly bare, and the price for what remains is exorbitant. It's not uncommon to see a fight break out over a crust of bread. When I said the ones who attacked me didn't have the look of bandits, I meant it.
Rockford, if you are to continue your investment, you first need to seek the attention of
I shall return to Northreach right away, but allow me to thank you.
Don't thank me. Thank
Rutherford.
It was he who...
I suppose he'll be wondering where I've got to. I shall send a pistolus as soon as I'm able.
Adiós.
My uncle certainly has his work cut out for him. If it isn't already too late. I should go and tell Rutherford that his colleagues are still in one piece.
One Piece. One Piece. Tengo que retomar otra vez la serie One Piece, que me quedé en el 953, 954. Me he autocomido un spoiler. Bueno, es que ya había hace tiempo la quinta fase. La quinta marcha, por decirlo de alguna manera. Ya, ¿cómo era? Ya 5, o ya no se diga. No voy a decir nada, solamente, o sea, vamos a ver. No voy a decir nada. Pero sí, he visto... A ver, si he visto un pequeño vídeo de unos segundos y he visto también imágenes. Y me queda todavía... Pues si no, me quedan 100 capítulos para llegar a eso, poco me faltará. Poco me faltará, la verdad. Así que nada, pues en los momentos en los que no pueda jugar o esté así medio aburrido y mis niñas me dejen, creo que voy a ponerme a saco con la serie. A ver si este verano ya me pongo al día. Es una serie que no acaba nunca, tío. Es interminable, tío. Está guapísima, eso sí. Tiene relleno como todas, pero... Y de hecho hay algunos arcos de relleno que incluso valen la pena ver. No como los de Naruto, que los de Naruto es soporífero, tío.
I see you're still here.
The Rest's location affords a constant flow of traders, and speaking of which, I received word from both my associates.
I only happened to be in the right place at the right time. They both seem to think the realm's prospects...
I am afraid that Grim would be... Storm is in crisis, and if we are to... And we must...
O sea, una fuente ovejuna, sí. Misión cumplida, venga. Otra más. Mayordomo de profesión. Aliento de luz, aliento fulgurante. Disminuye el tiempo de carga de aliento fulgurante de 2,7 segundos. La suda. Me la suda.
I will see that your Lord Uncle is made aware of the situation in both Dalmekia and Sanbrek. And inform him of your...
Me alegro. Espérate. Número 2. Está fuera. Está fuera. Pues ya está.
The world seems to be changing so fast lately.
I want to know how to tell if the world's going to rack and ruin.
¿Dónde mierda está eso? Lo acabo de pasar.
I've got greens of all shapes and sizes. Just because the heavens have gone to rack and ruin, it don't mean we have to. Now, let's get this stall set out.
No entiendo.
It doesn't still hurt, does it?
Ah.
It's been a pleasure, Doris. Just like old times.
I'll give your offer some thought, my lady.
How goes the investigation?
Sid, what brings you to Martha's Rest?
You. I heard you were out here on your own, tracking our slaver. I trust you're being careful.
Of course. And it had to be me. The bearers from the Dragon's Eyrie confirmed a long-held suspicion of mine that the slaver we've been tracking, she's no fool. If we'd come in force, she would have spotted us straight away, and then vanished without a trace.
That was her just now, wasn't it? So, was it a fruitful reunion?
I'd say so. She tried to recruit me. Seems her time in Rosaria is coming to an end. She's abducted bearers from across the region and is looking to smuggle them back into Sanbrek. After her brush with those beastmen on the road to Northreach, she hired herself an Imperial escort. She's dangerous, Sid, but I think I can stop.
Then I'm going with you. I'll take care of the escort. You can see the bearers to safety. Where are they?
The Baum Archers, soon to break camp. You go on ahead. I'll follow once I've sent word back to the hideaway.
Ve al campamento de los esclavistas. De la esclavista.
She asked me to join her at the Baum Archers. It's a wonder she still trusts me after everything that happened.
Wow. Dios, qué pedazo de mapa, tío. Flipa, ¿sabes? Flipa. A ver. Pues sería aquí. El sitio más rápido. Sí, sí. A ver. Al revés, es que está como hacia arriba. Digo, ¿esto qué es? ¿Esto qué es? Blue. Sí, blue. No me deja.
Suppose you
No me
won't
deja.
help me here.
No puedo correr en los poblados. Espérate, me he pasado. Me he pasado. No me jodas, tengo que... No, el puente está aquí. Vaguada chalupa. Vaguada chalupa. Vale. Hostia, tío.
Good. They haven't broken camp yet. How did Doris come to know a slaver, I wonder?
We've waited long enough. She's not coming. Ready the bearers. We're leaving.
Back to civilization, is it, Mom?
With all haste, lest any of you lackwits start talking like these feckless bumpkins. I presume your men are ready. We've suffered too many delays as it is. Any more and I'll be docking your pay.
Yes, Mom.
Oh, it appears we have company. Kill him.
Qué simpática. Qué simpática es Doris, la esclavista. ¿Verdad? ¿Qué? No, espérate. No lo arreglo yo. ¡Vamos! ¡Fuego! ¿Fuego? De mi culo. Fuego. Ya está. Fácil para toda la familia. Sí, señor. A ver qué se cuenta esta.
So much for your escort.
Has quedado sin escolta.
You'll forgive me for not avenging my men. I surrender. Do with me as you wish, Sid the Outlaw.
Sid.
Ah, Doris. I take it, you know, I always wondered where you'd be casting your lot with this criminal of all people.
Better fighting
Y
for
lo
a
hizo una
cause than
esclavista,
killing for
tío.
coin. I'm sorry, Sid. I should have told you, Sid. This woman, my former master, once trained bearer. She raised me like a daughter. And I did.
It wasn't all terrible, surely. We had our fun, too. You were always so eager to learn, and had such clever hands. All my other children took either to the blade, but you proved yourself a master of both. That's why I kept you for my own. How about it, my little dagger? Care to swear that blade to me again?
I never swore my blade to you, nor will I ever. I fight for a higher cause, to liberate the bearers of this. Farewell, Master. Thank you for making me the...
You always were a righteous child. Perhaps that's the reason I loved you so.
Y dejan que se vaya.
What do you want to do with her?
I am not the killer she wanted me to be. Not anymore. And she no longer has friends in high places. The Dame does, though. Her connections at the Imperial Court will see that justice is done.
All right. If you're certain.
I am. And thank you for everything. Now, I bet...
And I should head back to the hideaway and put Cole's mind.
A Cole. Cole. ¿Se va directamente a la guarida? Sí. Momentos más tarde.
Welcome back, Sid. Doris's message just arrived. I hear you saved more bearers from being smuggled across the border.
With any luck, they'll be joining us in the hideaway shortly. Oh, and your letter. You don't need to worry about Doris anymore.
I'd been hoping as much. She mentioned one or two. So the slaver we'd been chasing all these months was her former master. She's been arrested, by the way, over in Sandbreak. Went quietly, or she won't be getting off lightly. The Empire may have no love for bearers, but it's none too fond of black market traders either. Can't have been easy for Doris.
I'm sure it wasn't. But don't worry. She'll be all right.
I hope so. Suppose you had quite the past yourself before you came here, or so I understand. Anyway, thanks again, Sid. The Cursebreakers would be lost without Doris. And you, of course.
Keep up the good work, Cole.
Hostia, vale. Dory era la otra. Pero sí que no me entero de nada. No me entero de nada, macho. Doris, sí, estaba pensando yo antes. Doris. Doris, tío. Doris, joder. Maldita sea Doris. Bueno, pues... Lágrimas de misericordia. Habla con Tarja. Venga, vamos a hacer.
Nicks and lumps, the lot of them.
Vamos a la enfermería. Enfermería, ¿cuándo será mía? A ver. Vamos a hablar, Tarja. Rodríguez. La Z, ¿dónde está?
We all admire your dedication, but you do.
I will, when it's time. Until then, I'm staying put. We owe him that much.
Who is he?
A ver.
Someone from my past. It won't be much longer. If I had the tears, I could ease his passing. But without them, we've nothing that will touch the agony of those last few hours.
Lágrimas, ¿pero qué tipo de lágrimas?
Not my tears. Tears
El
of
lisicina.
mercy.
You wouldn't. There must be something we...
Sometimes an easy death is the greatest kindness we could... You do well to remember that, Rodríguez.
Rodríguez.
We have all the ingredients we need for Alicia Balwan. It needs to be
Y
fresh,
seguro que procede de los higadillos de un animal salvaje enorme.
Bring me what we're missing.
Seguro.
There is a species of venom-weeping spider that lives in the forests of Norvent, near Lorbert's Pass. Bring me one of their eyes.
El ojo de una araña,
Preserve it
tío.
as best you can, but avoid contact with the tears. I'll make sure the other ingredients are ready before you return.
Entonces, ¿qué tengo que hacer? Coger y contarle una historia muy triste, que la araña se ponga a llorar y guardar las lágrimas en algún sitio. Pero sin tocar las lágrimas. Ha dicho que no toque las lágrimas. No toque las lágrimas.
Thank you, Clive. I won't forget this.
Este le pega bien el pata allí el hombre. Ya, Jill.
It will take me some time to prepare the other ingredients. Time enough for you to make for the old road north of Lostwick.
Con el ojo. Lostwing. Lostwing, aquí está. Bueno, una araña. Me saldrá un grupo de, yo qué sé, 18 arañas. Bueno, no tanto, a lo mejor me salen 6 o 7. Como mucho, supongo. Como mucho. Quiero pensar. A ver. Esto me pasa a mí siempre que cojo y me meto por donde no es. Tengo que... por aquí. Podré salir luego... no sé. Por el puente. Por encima. Perfecto. Vale. Vale. Relaxiana. Derrota a una acaracnia. Acaracnia.
Ready, go?
Toma.
Mentioned his spiders would be the size of curls.
Acaracnia. Ha hecho que derrote a una, no a 18, tío. ¿Cuánta hay? A ver, espérate, espérate. Derrota a una acaracnia. Ya está. Ya he derrotado una. Vale. Enemigos derrotados. Ojo de araña. A ver. Obtenido de un tipo de araña llamada acaracnia, también conocida como viuda plañidera, que habita en recovecos oscuros y cuevas profundas. Rocía desde las alturas a cualquier presa incauta que se adentre en su territorio con el veneno paralizante que secreta por sus conductos lagrimales. La araña la envuelve entonces en su seda para devorarla después. Bueno. Espero que le baste con uno, qué puto asco, ¿no? Dice... qué puto asco, chaval. Rodríguez. Rodríguez, ¿dónde polla estás? Eres un cerdo, Rodríguez. ¿Por qué me haces ir a por estas guarradas, Rodríguez? Qué puto asco, Rodríguez.
Covered in nicks and lumps.
Thank goodness you're back. Taya looks like she's a...
Is this what you needed?
This is what you needed.
Yes, it is.
Thank you, Cry.
I'm loath to give a patient Alicia, but Taya's right. Some single dose dulls even the most agonizing pain. It may be a gentle way to die, but I wish there was another way.
Está casi paralizado. Solo le queda la cabeza.
How are you feeling?
Light.
Ya no me duele. Dice, estoy como en una nube.
Drifting on waves.
Bueno.
Good. Just relax. Let the waves carry you to a better place.
Thank you, Taya. I'm
so proud of you.
Si ya no sería su padre. Sería su padre.
He's gone. Thank you, Rodrigo. And you, Clive?
I'll see that he's properly laid to rest.
The man you helped today was my mentor back in the
Mi
Southern
mentor.
Isles, on the front lines of some meaningless war. I was still a child when they shipped me to their triage tents to treat the wounded with my gift. But in such blighted lands, I was next to useless. Until he taught me the true physicker's art, that is.
An art we would be lost without.
Tears of mercy were his gift to the bearers of the world. A respite from the agony of the curse's end.
And a kindness Sid would have approved of.
You know as well as I what life is like for a bearer soldier. Marched from one battle to the next, never knowing which might be your last. A commander may care nothing for the bearer spent in his service. But my mentor's gift gave the dying one fleet. I've no tears left, Clive. I've seen too many of my friends. Something needs to change. And we need to be the ones to change it.
And we will. I promise.
I hope so.
He dicho también, ya no me quedan lágrimas. Dice, ya no me quedan lágrimas. Puedes tomártelo como un doble sentido. En plan, ya no le quedan lágrimas de estas de tipo de medicamento. O a ella no le quedan lágrimas en sus lagrimares. De tanto llorar por la gente que ha visto morir a toda la gente, sus compañeros. Así que lo podemos tomar en los dos sentidos, creo yo, ¿eh? Creo yo. Bueno. Siguiente. Moguri. Más después. Bueno, pues, ¿qué me quedaría? Solamente esta, la del Moguri, de las que hay aquí. Vamos al mapa mundi y vamos a inspeccionar. Quimeras botánicas y operaciones de separación. Esta es la de operaciones de separación. Bueno, igual, mira, vamos a... Aquí quedan dos. Aquí queda una. Aquí quedan dos. Uf, quedan muchas. Quedan muchas, tío. ¿Y si hacemos esta? ¿Sí o qué? Vamos a hacer esta. Hoy no creo que las termine todas. Son muchas, ¿eh? Pero si no hoy, el próximo día que haga directo, espero terminarla entre el día de hoy y el siguiente. A ver qué dice este. Se ha fumado, ni siquiera he tenido la cortesía de avisar.
Oh, it's my apprentice. I'd go and look for him myself, but I've got a bakery to run. A bakery that's now short one pair of hands. Loath though I am to rely on the kindness of strangers, I'm at a loss. Please, will you see if you can find him?
Se ha perdido tu mentor. Espérate. ¿Quieres? Pues claro.
I'll see what I can do.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was off somewhere mooning at Drake's Fang.
All right.
Entonces, no solo de pan vive el hombre. Encuentra al aprendiz del panadero. Sería aquí. Pues nada, nos teletransportamos hasta aquí. Y en un momento llegamos. Seguramente lo hayan atrapado unos monstruos. Los monstruos lo hayan acorralado y no puede... No puede llegar. Si es que es tan previsible la mayoría de secundarias, tío. Son tan previsibles. No sé qué hace ahí. ¡Ah! No me jodas. No, tío, pero no quiero... No, sí. Ya me dio pa'l pelo la otra vez. ¿No puedo huir?
My blade yet hungers, and so do I. Come, let us feast on your flesh. Your feasting days are over.
¿Eh? ¿Y quién se lo dice a mí? A ver, ¿dónde está? Es el... Cerca, pone. Cerca. Está justo detrás de mí. ¿Podré subir por aquí? A ver. No puedo. No puedo. La puta, tío. Será por aquí. A ver. Aquí está. ¿Qué haces aquí, Dusan? ¿Qué haces aquí? A ver.
Excuse me.
What do you want?
The baker sent me to find...
Certainly not a baker. Master must have ruled it. Time was the sight of the fang used to calm my nerves.
I take it you missed the mother crystal.
I hated her, but she was all I knew. Worked her mines for years. I had to trade my pickaxe for a rolling pin. But I'm no good at baking. Every loaf I touch collapses. My bread's as hollow as I am. She was the only thing that could fill the hole inside me. Oh, I loved her, damn it. But now she's gone. She's never coming back. What am I supposed to do? I ask her. How does a shell of a man learn to live again?
Perhaps you could express yourself in your work. If you miss the fang.
Recapture it? You know, you might. I have to get back to the bakery right away. Thank you. Thank you.
Wait.
En verdad. Se ha alargado.
Suppose you won't be needing an escort then.
En verdad. Las misiones secundarias están llenas de gente a la que he jodido por culpa de cargarme todos los cristales madre, tío. Si os dais cuenta, es así. Si os dais cuenta, es así, tío. He jodido la vida a mucha gente.
Everything's back the way it was.
Fresh silks from the can.
Mustard and mandrake,
A
saffron.
ver.
Ah, there you are. The man who lit a fire on... Though I worry you might have stoked the flames a little too high. He damn near ran me down trying to get to my oven.
Master, it's ready.
I dare say it
Será
is.
posible.
Just look at it. A perfect likeness of the Fang herself. Her steepled peaks, her fulsome spurs, her inviting hollow. True, my loaves collapse more often than not, but what's the Fang without her crater? Why, no Fang at all. And look, inside. She's filled to bursting with a bounty of beautiful crystals. Salt crystals! Master, I have found my purpose. I must use my work here to preserve the memory of the Fang.
Well, if it tastes half as unique as it looks, I'd certainly say you're onto something. not only is my apprentice back, but he's finally pulling his weight. With any luck, I might even have it. I don't know how you did it, but you...
Moneda bestialidad. Los académicos afirman que la existencia de divisas en una economía es prueba irrefutable del desarrollo de la sociedad que las usa. En tal caso, esta moneda demuestra que duendes y orcos presentan un grado de civilización mucho mayor que el que se les atribuía, o que la humanidad no es tan civilizada como se piensa. Vale, el objeto lucrativo solo sirve para venderlo en tiendas. Vale.
Now, Dusan, I know you're keen.
Pan de pita.
Do you have
Is
to
that we're
use the
stronger
good
when we
salt?
stick together. And if having a mare can help us.
When the fang from...
A ver. ¿Cuál sería la siguiente misión? Cuestión de confianza. A ver, cuestión de confianza, aprendiz y maestro. Bueno. Y aquí hay otra. Ande yo caliente. Voy a hacer la de ande yo caliente.
The baths are, closed for scrubbing.
¿Qué dice
Please
este?
bear with us a little longer.
El Xavier.
All those years of toil. Every coin I've ever earned is tied up in this place.
Todo torcido.
Are you all right?
The baths are closed. Leave me on second thought. Perhaps you are just what I need. Might your serve...
That depends on the job.
I'd have you save my business, the baths. The water's turned scalding hot and all the crystals in Dalimil wouldn't be enough to cool it. I've no doubt that my woes stem from the water's source. But I can't go and investigate for fear of my customers thinking I've abandoned the place. I'm bound to these baths in more ways than one. I beg of you. Go to Dusnoff Terraces. Tell me what you find there.
¿Queréis ir a ver qué está pasando en los bancales de Doeznov?
All right.
Wonderful. Leave the market by the south gate. The smell of sulfur will gut. These baths are all that keep me from an ignoble end in a debtor's. My livelihood, my very life, is at stake.
Segundo, gente. Segundo.
The baths are, closed for scrubbing. Please bear with us a little longer.
Bueno, ¿dónde tengo que ir? Investiga los bancales de Doeznov. Vale. A ver, un momento, porque se ha caído una cosa aquí. Aquí así. Así. Bueno. Perfecto. A ver, ¿dónde tengo que ir? Ah, bueno, es aquí mismo, ¿no? Yo estoy aquí. Estoy aquí. A ver.
We need someone who can bring the whole town together.
Ah, ya sé. No, espérate, espérate. ¿Será por aquí? Ah, es. Por aquí no voy a poder cruzar. ¿Verdad? No voy a poder. Mira. Y bueno, y para aquí quiero los bombs, eso. Para aquí quiero esos bombs. Bom.
Nothing to report. Same as yesterday. And the day before.
Yeah!
What the hell are those things?
¿De qué narices son esas criaturas? Son bones. Bones. A ver cómo llego hasta ahí. Joder, esto queda toda la puta vuelta, en serio. ¿Por aquí? ¿Puedo ir por aquí? A ver. Sí.
By the flames. That explains the heat.
Y da igual lo que haga, o sea, da igual que sea fuego con fuego. Fuego con... Nada. A ver. ¿Qué queda? Vale, una más. O sea, ¿te das cuenta? Se convierten en bolas. Ah, tío, este es el... Este es el gordo. Este es el cabrón. Este es el cabrón. Lleva como una corona. Es un rey bomb. Es un puto rey bomb, tío. A ver, ¿dónde está? ¿Dónde está? A ver. Vamos. Bueno, y este bicho no llega... Ese bicho no llega a perder la conciencia. No tiene barra de aturdidad, de equilibrio. Cenizas de...
Let's cool things down a bit. Let's hope it's enough to keep the baths from boiling.
Ah, vale. O sea, claro, las termas estaban el agua demasiado caliente porque aquí estaban los bones calentándola. Exacto. Aunque el otro era como de hielo, ¿no? Bueno, no sé si era hielo o rayo, ¿verdad? Creo que era hielo. Bueno, ya está. Ya solamente es volver. Y fuera.
everything's back the way it was.
Fresh silks from the
Mustard and mandrake.
If there's one thing we've learned over the past...
When the fang fell, it took my livelihood with it.
There he is. The man. I was hoping we'd be seeing you again. The baths grow more bearable by the moment. It won't be...
I'm glad to hear it.
Now, tell me this. What did...
Not what I expected, that's for certain.
No se lo ha dicho.
You tell a fine story. That's not to say I don't believe you, though. Creatures made of flame, eh? That's something. But I burdened you with my worries enough already. Here, a small something but... Right. It's high time I got back to work. With a little luck that...
Y Hirokane. Hálito de las llamas. Disminuye el tiempo de recarga de ignición. 2,2 segundos. Bueno.
It's just as well I sent you to the terraces in my stead. It sounds like I'd have been burnt to a crisp.
Ah, saber. Hay que poner a saber.
The scrubbing is almost finished.
Oh, it's just as well I sent you to the terraces in my stead.
Those damned blackguards took all my best pieces. Just my luck that we were robbed by connoisseurs.
Bueno, siguiente, venga. Nos quedan dos, a ver. No, no quedan dos. Joder, quedan unos cuantos, ¿eh? 1, 2, 3. Ahí está la... 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Joder. Bueno. 4.
Mustard and mandrake.
fresh silks from the Canva caravan.
Take that, you naughty thing!
A ver, este que...
Clive! I just wanted to see how the town's been faring since you brought...
Since we brought... All is absolutely wonderful. Conrad and firmly at the helm. Our stores are full, and the bandits still too, just as the good Lady Jane and...
Are you a lord? Lubor's going to be one too. They're going to make him the Lord of Dalimil. Because of how he stopped all the grown-ups from...
It's the mayor of Dalimil, dear child. But if the people wish me to lead them, I shall. And my first act will be to build a... Speaking of menaces, there may be a rather worrying one just over the horizon.
May there indeed.
I'm afraid the example Conrad and Natalie set in putting aside their differences and presenting a united front might have caught the... And they might have elected to take... They have formed what one could call... And they grow more organized by the day.
We'll fight them all off just like last time. No matter how many of them there are. Won't we, Lubor?
Of course we will. If we continue to work together, we can overcome any challenge we choose to face. The longer we avoid facing this one, the more difficult it will be. Until our best hope is to nip these efforts at organization in the bud by finding those ne'er-do-wells who have yet to join the cause, and perhaps a certain Lord Underhill might be willing to lend us his aid once more.
How could I refuse?
Thank you, my lord. Victor will fill you in on the particulars. I have him stationed by the desert gate, receiving and collating reports from my scouts. Such an amenable soul. He reminds me of you.
I'll go and speak with him.
¿Qué se escucha, tío? Se escucha.
What's the difference between a lord and a mayor? That's easy. One of them swings a sword, the other forges them.
Se escucha ruido, tío. ¿Y de qué? ¿Por qué se escucha el ruido este? A los cascos, no sé si vosotros lo escucháis. Si le doy mucha voz... A ver, tío, a ver, espérate. Si es algo de... Creo que ahora no, ¿eh? Creo que ahora no. A ver. A ver, espera un segundo. Puta calor, tío. Bueno, a ver. Bueno.
Victor has been collating reports on the bandits' encampments. You'll find him by the desert gate. I'm sure if he has anything to ask of you, it will be simple enough.
Easy. One of them swings a sword, the other forges them.
Bueno, no con Víctor. Vale, Víctor está... ahí, justo a la entrada, ¿no?
League of Outlaws. Sounds like we have some competition.
Vale.
Still in Dalamil, Victor?
Ah, Sid.
I thought you'd have returned to Cosnis by now.
I did. Then I came back. I've developed something of a fond, having worked so hard to see it saved from one fate. A sentiment Master Lubor certainly isn't
You're not the only one.
What does he want?
He asked for my aid in putting down the bat, and he said that you might be able to help.
Then you've come at just the right time. I was on my way to speak with Conrad. There are more camps in the vicinity than we can safely strike at once. But we must strike together, and we must strike soon, at as many camps as we can. We can't give this league of theirs time to rally its forces.
All right. Which camp shall I take?
There's one upriver. Just out there, across the dunes.
Leave it with me.
El campamento de los bandidos.
Those ne'er-do-wells want to band together.
Come on.
They'll be no match for us.
Yeah!
Black salvaje.
That must be the camp Victor mentioned.
We make this quick.
That's him! The one who killed Locke with fingers! Take his head
Ah, vaya hombre. A tomar por culo. Se acabó. En fin. Bueno.
I'd better let Victor know.
Sid, where are you?
Where are you?
Ah, I see the bandits didn't pose you any trouble.
No, but...
No.
What is it?
The whole town's in uproar. They're saying that Lubor...
What?
Seems that one of our parties wasn't as thorough as they should have been. They let one of the bandits escape, and some of the children spotted him, and he was about to silence them.
Yes.
When Lubor felled him with a bolt of magic, and without a crystal.
But that's not possible.
It is, if he's a bearer and has been hiding it all these years, which is what people are saying. If he has, well, I wouldn't blame him. No man is branded by choice. Still, all those people see is a man who's lied to them all his life. One who has made a leader of himself when the world believed he should have been a slave.
Fuck.
I don't know where we go from here, but I know one thing. Lubor needs all the friends...
You're right.
A ver.
And now everyone knows. I made it a habit to keep a crystal close at hand for just such an occasion. And when that occasion arose, I forgot to reach for it. Well, it was bound to come out sooner or later.
We're sorry, Lubor. We tried to keep running, but we just couldn't anymore.
There's nothing to be sorry for. I rather enjoyed playing the hero for once. All that matters to me is that you two are safe.
Look at him talking to his betters like it's nothing.
All lies, I'll wager. Just like the ones he fed us all these years.
Once people make up their minds, it's hard to change them. We need to do something, and quickly. Convince the people not to let their prejudices blind them. Convince them that nothing has changed. That their enemy lies outside these walls, not within them.
You're right. We should speak to everyone.
I'm glad you agree. I'm a Dalmek born and bred. They listen to me. You head to the tavern. Make Conrad and Natalie remember who... They know that Lubor and I are friends. I might not make for the most... Lord Underhill of Randalar's League of Merchants, however, is a trusted and impartial mediator of...
I'll do what I can. Lubor, stay here with the children. I can't promise anything, but we'll try.
And that is all I can ask of you.
Why are you taking the bearer's side, Victor? Are you one too?
You know I'm not. Just listen.
Why do they always have to make such a fuss outside?
¿Qué pasa que sea un
And
portador?
we fell for it. We followed him. A bearer.
Malamente.
Forgive me for disturbing you, but could I have a moment of your time?
I've seen your face before.
As have I. Lord Underhill, wasn't it? Of the League of Merchants.
That's right.
The rumors that he's a bearer. All true, I'm afraid.
He'll never be mayor now.
But what of his wares? Bearer or no, his steel is highly valued throughout the Republic. In this, at least, he's done the town a service. Might that not earn him a little...
Leniency? He pretended to be one of us when he was laughing behind our backs all the while.
I'm sorry, my lord, but he lied to us. He lied to you. He cannot be trusted.
So what do you propose? Will you drive him from his home? Close his forge?
Perhaps. That is a question for the people of Dalimil. And they will thank you not to get involved.
Racismo, tío. Racismo puro y duro.
The townsfolk have made their minds up. There was nothing I could do.
Nor I. Conrad and Natalie refused to consider anything but their own wounded pride.
You never know. Once their anger is cooled, they might see things differently.
All right.
Why do they always have to make so...
Why the hell would Victor take the bearer's side?
I assume the situation is hope.
Exacto.
There's still hope. But
perhaps not in this lifetime. I think it's fair.
You mustn't think like that, ELRulK.O. Give them... We'll talk some sense into them in the...
No, you won't. And your efforts would be better spent elsewhere.
But ELRulK.O.
Rosina would often tell me that steel does not lie. That a blade is a reflection of the smith who forged it. To yourself be true. That was her point. Rather an ironic one when you consider that her life was taken with a blade of her own making. But I do not doubt that she was always true to her, and so must I be. I must do what I know to be right, no matter what others might think. And now, I know what that... I must embrace my new role of villain so that the people of Dalimil have some... For only united can they hope to stand against the threat that awaits them. I'll need to make a suitably dramatic exit, of course.
Don't go, ELRulK.O. You're the only one who was ever kind to us. We'll be all alone. Again.
Trust me, little ones. It is for the best that I go. Not only for the town, but for you, too.
How could it possibly be for the best? These children need you. The least you can do is give the townspeople a chance to change their minds.
They would not take it, Victor. It's over.
Over, you say? And so just like that, you're going to throw this town and these children to the wolves? I thought you were better than this. But it seems you had me fooled as well.
Victor.
Forget it. Do what you will.
You sure you're making the right choice, ELRulK.O?
Of those available to me, I believe it's the best one. Yes. But where are my manners? Here. A reward for clearing out that bandit camp. Right then. I have packing to do.
If there's anything I can do. Anything.
I'll bear it in mind. Thank you.
Joder. Se lo ha tomado demasiado bien, tío.
We're
Demasiado.
going to go with him. Why is everyone being mean to ELRulK.O? He didn't do anything wrong.
Why didn't he tell us?
Adalbert Steiner, de la compañía de mercenarios Pluto. Steiner, Pluto. ¿Eso no es del Final Fantasy IX? Se compromete a pagar la suma de 1000 giles por un espadón de no menos de 8 palmos, con cruz ornada de platino y concha espinosa, pomo contundente y filo dentado para cerrar hueso. Adalbert Steiner, yo creo que sí, tío. Claro, lo sabía. El hombre de hojalata. Del batallón Pluto. De Alexandria, tío. Sí.
If you're going to try and convince me to stay, save your breath. I will not put those children at risk.
I'm going to go with him.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearer's side?
For a share in Lubor's ill-gotten gil, perhaps?
Aprendiz y maestro. No puedo aceptar ninguna misión. ¿Qué? Porque que no puedo aceptar ninguna misión ahora. ¿Cómo que no?
The bastard's been lying to us for as long as we've known him. Can you believe we were going to make him?
Bueno, vamos a... Yo qué sé, tío. ¿Esto qué es? Vindicta. No puedo aceptar ninguna misión. A lo mejor tengo que hacer las que haya... Vamos a hacer lo de la llama del ave inmortal. Recoge la relaxiana. ¿Eso dónde sería? ¿Eso dónde sería? Aquí.
Good girl. Run like the wind. All right.
¿Qué pasa? No puedo...
The aqueduct. Now to find our stone wart.
De color carmesí.
Blood red petals.
Qué mala suerte la mía, digo.
There's only one thing for it.
Qué poquito faltaba. Cayó. ¿Esto cae? Ah, la relaxiana. La relaxiana.
Better collect as much as I can before reinforcements arrive. right. That should do it. Let's get these back to Yote.
Espérate. Me he equivocado, me he equivocado. Aquí está. Un momento, un momento. Un momento, people.
Covered in nicks and lumps.
I suppose you've got quite the tale to tell.
No wonder they can still.
But I'll let you get some nice warm stew in you first.
Yote, I brought back all the stone and water I could find.
Yes, my lord. Thank you. I'm sure it will serve us until we can find another source.
I'm very glad to hear it.
You and His Grace are very much alike. You know, you think only of how you might help others, and never—
No more than you have minding my brother. You've risked it.
I am honored, but I beg you, my lord, do not give too much of yourself for this.
I'll keep that in mind.
You and your brother really are alike, my lord. Though selflessness is a virtue, I beg you, please take more care of yourselves.
Clive, I wanted to give you something for the kindness you showed my mentor.
What's this?
A chest of all the medicines you're ever like. Seeing as you're so reluctant to come to the infirmary, I thought you might—
I'm sure it will be very helpful indeed. Entire.
And work Rodrigue all the harder, you mean? He's a quick study, but he's got a long way to go yet. I'll take that particular piece of advice when you heed it yourself, thank you very much. Besides, who else is going to see that your brother takes his medicine?
Who indeed?
Pues aquí no hay ninguna más que hacer. Bueno, sí, está la de... Está esta. Que esa no la voy a hacer ahora. Para lo del Rey Bone. Oye, lo del Rey Bone. Si el Rey Bone me lo he cargado ya. No era eso. No era el rey ese. No era... Tenía una corona, ¿eh? Así que... a ver, ¿qué es lo que hago? A ver hacia dónde voy. Debería de ir aquí. Esta hay una, pero no me deja hacerla. Y la de número rojo tampoco me deja hacerla, tío. La llama vuelve a brillar. Vamos a hacer esa. ¿Por qué no me deja hacer esa, la otra? ¿Por qué no me deja hacer esa? No lo entiendo. A ver. A ver esta.
Ah, Clive.
Oh?
Remember how some of Sir Wade's guardians took up residence here after the Akashic attacked? Well, now the rest have come to join him. Seems their barracks in the Lazarus have been lost to an... Now, I don't mind having a few more brave boys around to keep them animals at bay. Right? But we ain't got nowhere for 'em to bed down. Poor buggers are having to make do with haylofts and chocobo pens. I'd build 'em a new barracks here if I could. But where would I put 'em? There just isn't enough room, which leaves us in a bit of a pickle. The people were...
I see.
And it isn't just that lot. There's been more and more of them turning up lately, coming from... But there's only so many we can shelter with the... We can't keep cramming more and more people into less and less space. What we need... And that's what I was hoping you might help me with. If it...
¿Quieres atender la petición de Marta?
It's no burden.
Thank you,
So, where were you thinking?
Well, I reckon we...
Eastpool. It's been a long time.
It was a tragedy, and if any of us could have done anything to stop it, we would have. But what's done is done. And those who lived there wouldn't have wanted the village they loved to be left in ruins.
I suppose you're...
The blight might be pressing in, but I reckon it's got a good few years left in it yet. There's just one problem. A band of cutthroats have made it their den, and they don't seem like they'll be moving on in a hurry. Nasty bastards they are too. I've lost some good men to their raids. Would have sent someone to clear 'em out sooner, if my boys didn't already have their hands full fending off the Akashic. But now we've got a few more guardians of the flame to call on. I reckon it's time we made our move.
I do. Eastpool was once home to people I loved. I won't have bandits sully those men.
And I know the men will gladly... I've already shared a few thoughts with Sir Wade about how we might... And I dare say he's got some ideas of his own too.
Of course.
Vale. La llama vuelve a brillar. La llama vuelve a brillar.
Reckon Eastpool would make a nice little home for a few bearers and guardians with a mind to make a go of it. Once those blasted bandits have been sent packing, that is.
Vale.
Reckon Eastpool would make a nice little home for a few bearers and guardians.
Sorry, but if you're looking for a bed, there's none.
We return to Eastpool then. Not just yet. Let's hear Wade's plan first.
Primero hablar con Wade. Está aquí. La llama vuelve. Vale.
So Wade.
And you, Lord Rossfield. And you.
I spoke with Martha.
He hablado con Martha.
She tells me you have plans to free Eastpool and make it your own.
That's right, though it was mostly her idea. I rather fear my men have been treading on her toes somewhat since joining us. And then there are the bearers, men and women who found the courage to flee their masters and sought refuge here. We need somewhere to settle them, and I can think of worse places than Eastpool.
As can I. Which is why I agreed to help you win it back.
That's very kind of you. I'd be most grateful if you would. With you beside us, we shall soon send that rabble of rogues running for the hills.
So, what can you tell me?
That thankfully there aren't too many of them. Fewer than a dozen at our last count. And rather less, thankfully. The road that leads there will more than likely still be crawling with Akashic. A small force would suffice to clear the village. But if the Akashic were to follow them in, that force could end up trapped between a rock and a very hard place indeed.
I'll head into Eastpool and deal with the bandits. You and the Guardians can stay outside the village and fend off any Akashic who come too close. Make sure I'm not taken unawares.
I can't ask you to bear all that risk yourself, my lord.
The Akashic are the bigger risk.
Well, I shall summon my men at once.
Shall I wait for you here?
No need, my lord. You go on ahead. We'll be with you before long.
All right.
We shall see you there.
Vale, pues... Aquí, Ispol. Venga. Es que si no me teletransportara, en vez de echar, ¿qué te digo yo? 5 horas, 10 horas en todas las misiones secundarias, echaría 50. No tengo tiempo para eso, tío. No tengo tiempo para eso. Bastante es que estoy haciendo todas las misiones secundarias. Bueno. Se acabó. Todo listo. Ahí está. Hostia, ¿qué es eso, tío? Helado doble. Que un helado me comía ahora, tío. Un helado me comía ahora. La verdad. Hijo de puta. Hijo de puta. Hijo de puta. Este es el típico plan. El típico plan, hijo de tío. Lo han querido hacer más realista y da puto asco, pero exagerado. Da un asco que flipas. Mira, tío. Parece el moquete de los cazafantasmas. No. Dale, güey. No veo nada. No veo nada. Se acabó. ¡Pum! Se acabó. Perfecto.
Any more surprises? I'll take that as a no.
Bravo.
Bravo.
A magnificent display, my lord.
You were watching? I thought you were keeping an eye out for Akashic.
We were. Put down more than a few on the road, then arrived just in time to see you slay that...
Está empezando a escuchar otra vez mal. Como si hubiera interferencia. El pop, 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 pop. No sé si vosotros lo escucháis. Si se le da mucha voz.
Whatever it was.
Let's hope it was the last of its kind. Though I expect you and the Guardians will be up to the challenge should another appear.
I would hope so, my lord.
Your men will be bringing the bearers who'll be living here, I assume. It might be best to send word for them to come right away. Before any other unsavory characters move in.
Of course. I'll send orders for them to depart immediately. Leave it with me, my lord.
Puta mierda, tío. Me está empezando a tocarlo. A lo mejor es por el calentón que lleva esto. Dios, cómo está el ordenador.
Home. Without masters.
No. We're the masters now. Our lives are our own at last.
That's all of them. And not a single Akashic in sight. Now
Si
to
tuviera...
begin the important work of rebuilding the place. It won't be easy. Especially not after 5 years of beasts and blackguards having their wicked way with the place.
Ahora no
The
suena.
masonry might still be sturdy enough, but half the beams are rotted. Those that weren't lost in the fire or burned by the bandits, that is. It'll take a bit of elbow grease, but we'll see Eastpool rise again. Just you wait.
So wait. Lady Hannah is buried here. If you don't mind, I'd like Oscar to join the rebuilding efforts. He should be a part of this.
Of course.
Ahora no.
Couldn't agree more.
I'll let Martha know that everyone arrived safely. If you need anything more, you have only to send a Stolas.
And we will, my lord. Safe travels.
So the healing of Eastpool begins.
Let's go and tell Martha the good news.
Yo es que ya no sé si es de los cascos. Pues si fuese de los cascos se escucharía todo el rato así. Sin embargo, lo he desconectado, lo he conectado como he hecho antes y ahora sí se escucha. A lo mejor de aquí a un rato se vuelve a escuchar mal. No lo sé, tío, no lo sé. Vamos, el micro y todo eso no tiene nada que ver. O eso creo. O eso creo. También creo que debería de ponerle una base de estas con ventilación. Porque yo tengo un Mac Mini, ¿vale? Entonces hay bases con ventilación y con más puertos, ya sea USB, USB-C, HDMI, con más puertos en general. Y quizá le venga bien una cosa de esa. Pasa que ahora eso, a lo mejor, ¿qué te digo yo? Puede valer eso. 100 pavos, 50. No, 50 no valdrá más. Y ahora
First
no.
things first, we'll need to get a few of these roofs seen to. Wouldn't want to be caught in a storm without any shelter.
A ver, ¿dónde tengo que ir? Otra vez a lo de Marza. Otra vez. El caso es que yo lo pongo aquí y ahora mismo la CPU está en un 11%, ¿sabes? 11%, 11,7, tal. Entre 11, 12, ¿sabes? No sufre 12%. Yo creo que no es una cosa que afecte al rendimiento del ordenador en todos los aspectos, ya sea sonido, imagen, todo. Yo creo que no. Joder. No sé, tío, no sé. No lo sé.
Ah, there you are. Old Sir Wade told me you got rid of the bandits while his lot kept an eye out. Nicely done. And what's all this about some shape-shifting nightmare showing up? On second thoughts, it'll only give me nightmares of my own. What matters is...
I suppose it will be.
What else?
It's
Sir
fun.
Wade said it best. There's plenty bad happened to that place. But that don't undo the good.
Did Wade say that?
Well, something on... Anyway, the poor souls might have made it to Eastpool, but their work ain't done yet. So the way I see it, neither is mine. If it's food or lumber or strong backs they need, the rest is ready to provide it.
Thank you, Martha.
No, thank you. You didn't have to help us.
I wanted to.
I want to do. Bueno, es que claro, yo estoy pensando en las secundarias, pero luego están las cacerías, las escorias. Que de eso hay un huevo, ¿eh? De esas hay un cojón y medio. Aquí hay otra. La llama vuelve a brillar 2. Pues no sé si hacerla ya que estoy aquí. Debería, ¿no? Ya que estoy aquí debería hacerlo.
Ah, Clive, I was just about to say, I'd like you to take something to Sir Wade up. Seeds for planting. Thought it was about time they started growing their own. I'll keep providing them with, but if Eastpool's going to survive, it's got to be able to fend for
Esta misión va a
itself.
ser larga, tío.
As of those poor, they've lived their whole lives in servitude. But now they're their own. Small wonder they ain't got the foggiest how to provide for them. And if you're wondering why you, well, the Wagoneers taking supplies up that way have been coming back with more. Sir Wade's putting a brave face on it, but I think even he's starting to worry. And if he's likely to share those concerns with anyone...
All right.
Thanks. Wouldn't ask if I didn't have to. There. That should be enough to keep him in
Gizal greens.
Not the most mouth-watering crop, I'll admit. But they're hardy, they grow fast, and they fill a hole. Better that than something that'll wither away at first frost. And chocobos love 'em too, which is no small thing. When I say all of us need to pull together to... They ain't exactly succulent, but cook 'em right, and they're just about bearable.
I'll take your word for it.
Anyway, Sir Wade'll know what to do with... I'll go up there and show him...
I'm sure you will.
Bueno.
Get them Gizal green seeds up to Sir Wade in Eastpool, would you?
Can't say it wasn't a relief to see the better part of the Guardians finally taking their leave. We'd barely had room to breathe, what with them and us and all the others all crammed in together.
Bueno.
I heard the Guardians saying we're supposed to grow.
Ah, what brings you to...
A delivery from...
Semillas.
These are Gizal. Martha's keen to cut the aprons. I jest, of course. You see, but they'd long since gone to seed.
Martha was hoping he might be able to show the bearers so that they'll be able to fend for themselves.
That's not a... These bearers had only recently escaped their They know little of freedom, of providing for themselves and their loved ones. Unless we teach them how to live like free men, I fear that all we have achieved in bringing them here, not that myself and the Guardians have been the best example to them so far, subsisting, it's about time we all started to provide for ourselves, bearers and Guardians alike. Unfortunately, we've been a little too busy of late to focus on much besides bolstering our defenses.
The Horde is... They're coming, so wait, all of them.
Damn it all. I thought we'd have more time. Gather the men in the square. Send to the rest for reinforcements.
Yes, Sir Wade.
The Horde.
A Kashek, a veritable legion of them. They've been seen prowling around the northern reaches for a while now. We don't have the numbers to hold back a swarm that size. I had hoped to build a perimeter wall so that myself and the Guardians might be able to defend the village, but...
Now you're out of time.
Precisely. If reinforcements from the rest arrive before they do, we may just scrape through, but I fear that's rather an enormous if.
What if you could call on reinforcements?
You mean the bearers? We brought them here so they might live, not die, fighting for their lives.
So wait. You said you lack men to defend the village. Are the bearers not men? Do they not wish to see East? They may not be trained soldiers like your Guardians. What help they are able to offer could still prove the difference between...
You're right, my lord. I will...
Dios.
My friends, I humbly beg your aid. We Guardians are few and our enemies many. But I swear we can defeat them with you at our side.
You would send us to the slaughter, to serve as bait for those fiends so that you and your men might be spared. And to think we trusted you. Say what you will, a home is not worth dying for.
But it is worth fighting for. Sir Wade fights to give you lot a chance. Just like I do. Just like Sid does. We all wanted to give you a home where you could be free. And you got one, didn't you? This place, Eastpool. This is your village. Your home. And if you don't fight to protect what's yours, you'll lose it. You know I'm right. This world wants to take everything from you. Everything. Your homes, your freedom, your very lives. So then, are you going to stand by and let that happen to you? Are you going to accept fate like good little Bran did and die, having never stood up for yourselves? Or will you fight like free men and women?
What are you doing?
All right. Give me a sword. I never dreamt I'd have a home of my own. And now that I have, I don't want to lose it. I will protect what's mine, or die trying.
We all will. Free men and women, fighting together. For Eastpool! For Eastpool!
Van a morir todos. Van a morir
Thank
todos.
you, Martha.
Don't mention it. Just promise me one thing. That you'll show them how freeborn fight.
Gladly.
A ver.
Well, if it was numbers you were lacking, you certainly won't be now.
Thanks to you.
Me? Oh, I just love the sound of my own voice.
Lord Rossfield, my lady, we're ready.
So what's the plan of action?
We'll divide our forces into several small detachments, each made up of guardians, bearers, and guards from the rest. These will position themselves at strategic points around the village. Upon engaging with the Akashic, each detachment will keep the creatures occupied as best they can, steadily retreating all the while.
You're going to lure them into the village?
I am. We will have neither the time nor the resources to treat the wounded, so injuries must be avoided at all costs. Instead, we will focus purely on defense at first. By coordinating our withdrawal through the use of messengers drawn from among the bearers, we will aim to have the swarm converge at a point of our choosing. With luck, that point will be the village square, the perfect place for our most able warriors to surround them and fall upon them. And for you and I...
A sound plan, but one that'll require a leader with a cool head and... I'd say you have both in abundance, Sir Wade. But you'll be needed. Please, leave the last of the fighting to me.
Ha! And let you have all the glory.
Sir Wade! They're here!
Then you know what you must do. We work together, everyone playing their part, each shielding the other that no man might fall, that Eastpool might live on. For Rosaria.
For Rosaria!
We've no time to argue, my lord. I'll do as you ask.
And I will do as you ask.
Suppose we'd better do our bit too then, eh?
Right you are, Martha.
The calm before the storm.
Joder.
And here it comes.
We cannot let Eastpool fall.
And we won't.
Vamos. Boom. Venga. Déjame alguno. Sí, sí, sí. Chacabos. Ah, no, son Raptor. Raptor. A ver. Bichejo. Pues, ¿qué quedan? ¿Esto nada más? Ahí está. Ay, macho. Vamos, vamos. Se acabó. Se acabó.
Looks like that's the last.
Lord Rossfield!
What is it?
Owl from the rest. An Akashic curl's been sighted on Rhiannon's ride and is headed in their direction.
Bengala.
Half of her guard is here. So wait, how many?
Hard to say. My men are still facing some resistance, but I could order a detachment or two.
No. Let them finish the job. You stay here too, Sir Wade. I'll go after the curl. Join me only when Eastpool is won.
If you're sure, may the Founder protect you.
A ver. ¿Dónde está el Bengal? Ahí, ¿no? Vale.
Next one's mine.
¿Qué es eso? Espantapájaros, tío. A ver. Bueno, son... A ver. Son espantapájaros. Pero... Tienen el traje y el gorro de Bibi. De Final Fantasy IX. Tiene mucho guiño a Final Fantasy IX, ahora que me estoy dando cuenta, ¿eh? Sí, sí, sí. Claro, claro, claro. Y aquí está.
There it is.
Espérate, espérate, espérate. Eso le quita un huevo, ¿eh? Le quita un huevo de la barra de equilibrio, pero un cojón, vamos. Qué paliza le estoy dando, chaval. No llego a darle. No llego a darle, hijo puta. Menuda paliza le he dado. Sí, señor. Menuda paliza le he dado.
All right. Back to Eastpool.
¿Habré acabado la misión? O me mandará, o será parte 3. Habéis luchado muy bien, chicos. Os felicito.
Lord Rosfield, the Curl, is it?
It's dead.
Thank the Founder for that. We were able to eradicate the rest of the Horde. I have guardians posted around the village to keep watch for further attacks. I hesitate to say it, but...
I think it might...
We saved... Thank you, my friend.
No, Sir Wade. You brought us together. Showed us what it means to fight.
We never had nothing to call our own before. But now we do. We really...
Forgive us, Sir Wade. You and your people saved us, but there's no doubt in my mind we're free men now. So we have to start acting like it. We have to fight to protect what's ours.
And we shall. We all shall. This is our home. And if anyone or anything tries to take it away...
They'll have us to answer to.
Come on then. Let's get to work.
This village isn't gonna rebuild itself.
Parecen los del Resident Evil 4. Detrás de ti, imbécil.
They're not slaves anymore.
No. They're Rosarians.
Son rosarianos.
Your father took
De la
pity
Virgen
on
de
the lad's
Rosario.
plight. And I believe if he was still with us today, this is...
I believe you might be right.
I shall remain here, my lord, and do what I can to help rebuild the village. After all, this is my home now too. And I could hardly call myself an East Pool.
I think you'll find it's East Pudlian, Sir Wade. But you should be proud all the same. I'll have to pull my weight too. Can't have the rest getting outclassed. Speaking of which, I ought to be getting back.
Can we continue to count on your support?
Of course. Us Rosarians have got to stick together, eh?
Indeed we...
And Clive, come by the Golden Stables when you get the chance. I ain't paid you for delivering them seeds yet.
A ver. Solo por la semilla guisa. Joder.
Lord Rosfield, do you remember our clearing the goblins from the still? There's one sight that I shall never forget. You,
Con el Morbol.
facing off against that giant maw. Since that day, there have been more than a few times when the odds seemed so stacked in the enemy's favor. I thought I may as well. But every time, I would think back to the look in your... to be a shield. Know that whatever trials Eastpool may face, I shall never lose courage. Thanks to you.
So Wade, you have always been a true shield. I know that Eastpool, and indeed all of Rosaria...
Thank you. I know the rest of the world will be safe in you. Thank you again for all you have done for me and mine, my lord. You may rest assured that Eastpool will be safe in my hands. Thanks to you. Thank you again for all you have done for me and mine, my lord.
Bueno, pues volvemos a las chocoberizas para terminar la misión. La llama vuelve a brillar 2. Espero que no haya una llama vuelve a brillar 3. Vale, vamos a ver.
The hero it's lucky you came by when you did. Not only did my seeds get delivered, but you went and saved Eastpool, enough.
I just did what I could.
And it's only right that you take it before I change my...
ELRulK.O.
Thank you, Moth.
So, he's and a home to free bearers.
Well, it was your idea.
I know that, but I never stopped to think what it would mean. Bearers in charge of them, though I suppose the rest ain't much different nowadays. You know, bearers living free like that. Loath as I am to recall that particular...
I take it you didn't always see eye to eye.
Well, if you really want to know, I started doing what I do. In fact, that's how I met him. Or at least how he came. He showed up at the stables one day, asking questions about who'd been buying up. Founder knows what he thought I was doing with them. Running a hunt, poking around in their innards. Something awful at me. I thought he was a new constable. Thought the game was up, and before I knew it, the cheeky arse was rattling on at me about how I was doing it. Told me I was giving them relief, but not freedom. That my bearers were still got right under my skin, it did. Told him if he didn't like it, he could... And do you know what he did? He smiled, and then he laughed. And then I did the same. We made a pact that day, that whenever one of us was in need, the other would always be there for him.
And you were?
Well, we both wanted the same thing. To make life better for bearers. Just like your dad. Do you know I was born right around the time Elwyn became Archduke? He certainly didn't lack for ambition, that...
Indeed. But the loftier one's ambitions. Which is why those of us who follow in their footsteps need to finish what people like Sid...
Suppose you're right. And if we don't manage it, there's always them who come after us. Good thing we've got a few half-decent sorts waiting in the wings, eh? It's almost enough to give you a little bit of hope.
Just a little.
Anyway, enough natter. Better get back to work.
Eso, basta de
Let's see
paliquilla.
about making everyone some dinner, shall we? The least the folks who saved Eastpool deserve is a hot meal. And you and me ain't gonna save the world on an empty stomach neither.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
Bueno. Vale. Vale, ahora sí. Ahora entrega el rubí estrella a Marta. Ahora sí.
Clive, we weren't...
I wasn't expecting, but it seems
¿Cuánto
we
tiempo?
still owe you a
Ha dicho.
considerable amount of coin.
¿Habéis dado cuenta que ha dicho Clive? Como diciendo, tío, ¿cuánto tiempo? En verdad, o sea, no tiene nada que ver que haya hecho la otra misión con... No, no, espero que me dijera, hombre, ¿qué hace aquí todavía? No, no porque eso son cosas ya pregrabadas. Vale, pero resulta que te demos la mayor parte del dinero que te pedimos para reconstruir la guarida.
Your help with our rebuilding
Cierto.
efforts. And though I doubt it's what you were expecting, we were hoping.
A ver, rubia estrella. Brillante gema que Cid adquirió mucho tiempo atrás en previsión de futuras crisis que vaciaran la saca de la guarida. Otto considera que dicho momento ha llegado debido a las deudas pendientes con Caron, Martha e Isabel.
A star, Ruby. It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you can find yourself the right buyer.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would ever borrow from me again. Anyway, why are you the one here asking me about this? I'd have expected Otto. Bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it? The old goat working in...
Something like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the hideaway's still standing.
Same as always, eh? Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander, word is he was the first one Sid reached out to. probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, the idea would never get off the ground. Sid may have been the face of the hideaway, but Otto's always been the backbone. And when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it. That Otto would just give up.
His death was hard on everyone. But it must have hit Otto hardest of all.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, he was the one who nominated you as Sid's replacement, and rallied the rest around you. I reckon what he saw in Sid, he saw in you too. And don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and twice as handsome, neither. That, and you keep good company.
I suppose I do.
Vale, ahora el rubia estrella. Isabel. Isabel está... ¿Dónde está Isabel? Isabel... Aquí está. En Norwich. Ah, claro, coño. La del puti. La señora del puti. La madame. A ver, esto es por aquí.
Captain just now. Your town needs you.
Milady, I come back.
Gifts? Oh my.
Ahora sí que me has ganado.
You really have outdone yourself.
Otto asked me to give it to you. To settle the hideaway's debt with the veil, and to...
You disappoint me, Clive. I thought you might finally be warming to me. Tell Otto he can keep his baubles. I tried to tell him as much. The man owes me nothing. Nor does the hideaway. My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly. It was...
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. Please, accept it. For my sake. And for Otto's. For all of us. For all you've done.
It is rather fetching, isn't it? Very well. Otto is lucky to have you, Clive. I doubt anything could ever replace his son. But you and the others at the hideaway are the closest thing he has to family.
Otto had a son.
Long ago. Yes. Sid told me Otto lost him when he was just a boy, and blamed himself for not being able to stop it. I don't know how it happened, whether there was anything he could have done, but it was clear that it weighed heavily on him.
I didn't know.
How could you have? I doubt anyone besides Sid. I've never met a man more keen to bear his sorrows in stoic silence. An ill habit, given that both have always been surrounded by friends desperate to help them.
I'm beginning to see that. Go will want to know the stones were delivered. If he's still with us.
Despite my repeated advances, His Eminence has proven a difficult conquest. Fortunately, I am nothing if not persistent. But, be that as it may, I might yet need you to press the point.
Cuando quiera.
Despite my repeated advances,
Cuando quieras.
His Eminence has proven a difficult conquest.
Cuando quieras. Bueno, volvamos a la guarida. Ya van quedando menos, ¿eh? Ya van quedando menos misiones.
Covered in nicks and lumps.
Good. So Lady Karen accepted the route.
Ah, but she was just too stubborn. She threw it right back in my face, in fact, and told me...
Karen refused payment.
I hope it wasn't something I said.
I'm sure you were as tactful as ever.
Oh, wonderful.
This is it, Clive. Sid ran from Stone here to chase his dream. They always knew it'd lead him back there in the end. This is it, Clive. Sid ran from Stone.
Podría haber entrado.
The stew's awfully thin these days.
A ver.
Lady Karen Goad tells me you weren't happy. Would you prefer the debt was repaid in coin?
What debt? I don't recall lending any of you lot me harder. I may have tossed a talent or two in the hand, but those were donations. And you can hardly call it charity if you go asking for it back.
Of course not. But one good turn deserves another. And our circumstances have changed. Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who happened to have become a prince.
Oh, so you're a prince now, are you?
Chiscarabis.
Fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm owed, then you're getting the rest whether you like. Where'd you even get this? A decent trader might nab 1,000. A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Sid the Outlaw himself and ask... Might be I already have a buyer in mind. Might be you even know her. A fine continental maid whose beauty's only eclipsed by a guile in commerce. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all.
Eh?
Just be sure to tell her that it's always a pleasure doing business.
¿Quién?
I hear you ended up delivering all 3 stuff. Thanks to this lump. I sometimes wonder what I pay you for.
Speaking of which,
Oh! So you remember what's owed to you, then? Get your ass behind that disc of yours and don't get up before those ledgers are square.
Right away.
I've seen that before.
You have, yeah. Plenty of time. It was the only goblet Sid ever used. Either out of habit, or because the filthy sod...
I knew so little about it.
Like most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him.
I bet they do.
How long did you know Sid before he...
Before he died? 20 summers, give or take. Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship. He bought passage to... oh, forget where. But having nothing better to do on the long nights, we set up drinking island rum till the morning bell dragged me back to my duties. Quit my post not long after that. On account of making a fine maiden's belly fat. But me and Sid stayed close, promising we'd one day sail the seas again. That was before fate stepped in and said she was having none of it. The magic woke inside my son soon after his first name day, and there was no hiding his knack.
Couldn't you and your family have...
My family
Se me cae el manto.
were the ones who summoned the constable. Wanted the monster taken away. I couldn't turn my back on him. Forget what I felt, and I couldn't for the life of me understand how they could. Luckily, Sid was of the same mind as me. It was him who stood beside me when all I wanted was to tear the whole world down. Him who cried for me when I had no tears left of my own. Him who swore he'd do everything he could to stop it from happening again. And he was true to his word, too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. His ranks, his ribbons, gone. Just like that. Threw away everything he had. All to right a wrong that no one else had the courage to face. I knew then I'd follow that man to the ends of the earth.
Gente, a ver, un segundo. Un segundito. Que voy a beber agüita. ¿Vale? Ya estamos aquí. Esto está interesante, ¿vale? Esto tiene pinta de estar interesante. Esto. Éxitos. Venga.
He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
Hmm? What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him, or anyone? I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction. I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather goat were at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This would do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.
No me digas que soy un mal anfitrión. Sí. Según noto, Cid nunca lavó esta copa a pesar de que la usaba cada día para beber vino o cerveza. Estaría asquerosa. Un segundo, gente. No sé qué le pasa a esto. Bueno. Pues... hecho. Ya, lo único que queda aquí son las misiones de cacería. Así que vámonos. ¿Dónde podemos ir? A ver, vamos a darle a contenido. Aprendiz y maestro. No me deja hacerla, tío. Vindicta. Carros y carretas. No me deja hacer esa. ¿Por qué? No me deja hacerla. Bueno, pues aparte de esa y las escorias, esas dos, me quedan una y dos. Dos misiones, ¿en serio? Dos secundarias solo. A las escorias hay más de 20. Creo, ¿eh? Más de 20. Una burrada. Una burrada. Veamos. Vindicta. Por aquí, ¿no? Vindicta. Planicie de Rimasop.
Ready, go?
Pa, 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 pa.
Run like the wind.
Pa, 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 pa. ¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde quedaría?
Have care.
Vale, ahí está. Claro, tengo que perderlos de vista. Tengo que perderlos de vista para que me deje.
Be safe.
¿Qué pasa? Este está jodido. Soldado republicano moribundo. Oye, este
You're injured.
¿me suena?
What happened here? Where are your comrades?
Ether swallowed our camp while we slept.
Este era el del desierto. O tiene la misma cara.
My own men did this.
Dios.
Turned. There's a village not far. It's only a matter of. We can't let.
I'll go.
Thank you.
Kupka.
Forgive me.
Kupka.
Rest well, Salt.
Vindicta. De verdad,
You said the
veredicta.
encampment was close. Let's hope the Akashic are still there.
Aquí está, aquí. Aquí está.
Got here in time.
Pa, 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 pa. Tu, 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 tu. Y se acabó. Los demonios. Colmilla afilada.
Someone there! Please, I can't move my leg!
That doesn't sound like an Akashic. You're with the battalion?
I am.
Taken care of. One of your brothers in arms told me what...
Another survivor.
His wounds were...
He was right to send you. The Thabor is safe thanks to you.
Sí, ¿quién queda, trama? Vindicta.
You seem familiar.
You must have me conf...
Esa cicatriz.
Son of a whore.
Hijo de puta,
You're
eres tú.
sent. I was there in Kosnis when you killed my brothers. I was there in Rosalith when you killed my commander.
My war with Hugo Kupka is over. I bear no ill will toward...
What of my ill will? Coward! Draw your steel. Lord Kupka shall be avenged!
Venga, en otra ocasión.
When your wounds have healed and your head has cooled, come and find me if you must. Though I hazard your life would be better spent in service of those who need it. Or have you forgotten your oath to the Republic?
My oath? What would you...
I know how hard they are to keep. Which is why I'm giving you the chance to keep yours.
No. I won't be deceived. Lord Kupka told us of your crimes. You are an outlaw. A murderer, not some
man. Like you or anyone else.
I am nothing like you. But if you're not gonna kill me, then go. Leave! Just know that I will find you, Sid. Someday.
Entonces la misión...
You will regret not killing me when you had a chance, Sid. I will avenge my master.
¿En serio? ¿Esto qué es? Carros y carretas. Uf. Carros y carretas y aquí hay otra. Aprendiz y maestro. Ah, pero ya me deja. No, todavía no me deja. Todavía no me deja. Pero vámonos a esta. ¿Dónde? Aquí. Yo creo que este es el punto más cercano. A ver.
Faster.
Faster. Faster. Por aquí, ¿no? ¿Eh? Sí, es por aquí. Es por aquí. Pam, 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 pam. Tan, 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 tan. Ahí está. Tan, 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 tan.
So what do you think?
What do you think?
Straight home now.
Alright. Calvete.
It's as bad as that. Oh, aye. There's trouble up ahead.
I take it there's danger on...
Oh, what about this fearsome-looking fellow? Oh, no doubt. Well met, friend. My brother and I have been tasked with finding a merchant's missing cart.
How does a merchant miss...
Oh, the man's a coward. When he thought goblins might come a-snarling, he ran.
He sent the two of us to fetch it, but it's gone. Now, I'm not much of a thinker, but I know how confused I see it.
My brother's right on all accounts. And by my estimation...
We may have seen our share of action, true, but we've not got the skill in arms.
You, however, have the look of a man who needn't fear a band of backwater ruffians. What do you say? Chances are they'll come for you either way. But if you promise to lend us a hand...
¿Quieres buscar el carro perdido y ocuparte de los bandidos? Sí, venga.
Well, if I'm going to have to deal with them anyway...
You've clearly got a fine head on those.
We're lucky you came along. Now, hoping to make a heavy purse in Boklad, our merchant friend loaded his... Reckon he won't be forking over the rest of our fee if we don't find those goods. So, while you're seeing to those bandits, you...
All right. Just don't expect me to drag the cart out of them.
No. You can leave the cart. You just put an end to those bandits and point us in the right direction. You do that, we'll take care of the rest.
You'll be doing Boklad a favor if you can clear out that pass. Why, I dare say they'll give you a hero's welcome.
Hasta que se enteren de que me he cargado a ELRulK.O.
I'm not sure I trust those two. But if there are bandits lying in wait,
bueno,
I should probably take care of them.
Aquí está. Aquí está el carro.
Getting
Está
all this out of here
reventado.
will be a nightmare. Seems we found ourselves the...
Found the cart and didn't leave a single bastard breathing. Our merchant friend will be delighted.
And how exactly will he be getting his goods out of here?
You leave that to us. After all, it'd be wrong to make such a fine warrior haul cabbages to market.
You've done your part. And that's all you need to worry about. Here. It's been a pleasure. Now piss off.
There's no need to be so rude, brother. What if we want his help again next time?
Qué raro, tío.
Look at them all. I thought the bastard...
You've had your reward and you're not getting any more. Now piss off.
Vale. Bueno, pues... A ver... Nada, tío, no me deja hacer eso. Y esto es... Esta es la misión que falta, ¿no? A ver, a ver, a ver. Contenidos. Falta esa maldita misión, en serio. Solo esa. Aprendí, maestro. Estas son quimeras botánicas, sí. Bueno, pero voy a ir para allá, vamos, o sea, voy a ir a hacer eso. Joder. Mira qué hay aquí. Anda, espérate. El reencuentro. El reencuentro, tío. Hay una misión ahí. ¿Cómo no la he visto? Pues quitando esta que está bloqueada, que no sé por qué. Y la del reencuentro. Bueno. Vamos a hacer esa secundaria. ¿Dónde está? Vale. A ver si me sitúo. Sí, vale. Quedan esas dos misiones. Bueno, y la otra, la de maestro y aprendiz, tío. ¿Qué ha pasado ahí? Esto parece el Resident Evil 4, tío. Estos son los típicos poblados. ¿Qué ha pasado aquí, tío? O sea... ¿Qué ha pasado? Joder.
You were right, Joshua.
¿Razón en qué?
Bodies up ahead.
Parecen soldados. Soldado goletiense moribundo.
Is there no peace?
What happened here?
And those faithless orcs. I knew they weren't to be trusted. We were told something commanded their...
It's a wonder they stayed faithful for so long.
Perhaps they sensed our downfall. What becomes of us loyal pawns now? Fuck Walud. Fuck the dead king. The floods do not affect you. You are a bearer. Will you grant this pawn? Will you lay my die?
Of course. What do you need?
Beyond the castle walls, towards Stone here, my parents are buried upon a bluff, nestled amongst the trees. Theirs, I was torn from them in life. But take my ring.
May you find peace at last.
Joder, he llegado a tiempo. Porque mira, ya he palmado. A ver. ¿Dónde está eso? Hostia, chacho. ¿Por aquí? Sí, por aquí. Ahora cuidado, a ver si te vas a cruzar ahora con la misión principal. Y vas a hacer... A ver... Calla, hombre. Me imagino que la misión principal... será por un... Pero va a ver.
Don't tell me. The only way to the capital.
Dios.
Is through that gate, just as you surmise.
Exacto.
There's an army down there, Joshua.
Yes, but I don't see any dominance.
Pero a ver. No me jodas que tengo que... Chocobos negros, chocobos salvajes. Paso, paso. Paso de vosotros, chavales. Yo lo único que quiero es hacer esa misión. Pirarme. Pirarme. Tío. No, y si paso.
You don't think all this
is for us? I wouldn't put it past Ultima.
Hombre, tío. En serio, tengo que... ¿Queda alguno? Más. Joder, macho.
Do I have a choice?
Al por culo. Venga, va. ¿Serio? ¿Serio? Que me mata ese hijo de puta. Que lo parió al hijo de puta. Oye, que hijo de la gran puta, ¿no? Espérate. A punto de me he enterado, ¿eh? Te vas a cagar, hijo de puta. Ahí está. Traga. Tomar por culo. Vaya puertecica, macho. Tío. Bueno, este es más grande. Es más grande, ¿lo veis? Hijo de puta este. Pero espérate, porque aquí tengo un truco. Espérate. Esto le quita... Mira cómo le baja la vida de la barra de... Joder, tío. Vamos, hostia. Ahora. No le quito vida al hijo de puta este. No. En serio. Pelota. Cuidado. Cuidado, me cago en su puta madre, tío. Ahora. ¿Dónde está? Oye. Va, venga. Vamos. Tío. Es muy jodido el cabronazo ese, ¿eh? Ahí está. ¿Qué es eso? No, es la mierda, ¿eh? Bueno, a ver, es la mierda. Cuidado, ¿eh? Cuidado que... Cuidado con esto, no, aléjate. Hijo de puta. No, tío. Vamos a ver si... A ver si se le... Joder, tío. Atúrdelo de una puta vez. Ahora. Joder, ahora. Venga. Joder, tío. Menudo hijo de puta. Dios, 11.000 de diferencia. ¿Subo de nivel? No. Joder. Mira. Mira el palindroque este que tenía, ¿sabes? Los cristales ahí enganchados de aquella manera. Está guapo, ¿sabes? Hijo de puta. Bueno, necesito llegar a lo del anillo del chaval este. Me ha dejado en la mierda, tío. Me ha dejado en la mierda. A ver. Estoy haciendo la misión esta principal porque era para hacer una secundaria. No, mi intención no era hacer esta misión. El último cristal madre. Vale, ya, ahora sí, estoy más cerca de la secundaria. Ya no tengo que... Dios, mira, tío. Vaya imagen, ¿eh? Vaya imagen, colega. Colega. Espectacular. Espectacular. Paso de toda la peña aquí. Mira, hay un cristal.
No villages.
Y aldeanos, y soldados.
Not even any bodies. One could almost believe the whole kingdom had turned to Kashyyyk.
Mira, tío. El cristalaco. Flipa, ¿eh? Flipa. Bueno, a ver, ya estoy más cerca de... Chocobo. Ambrosia. Vamos, Ambrosia. A ver si encuentro la tumba de sus padres. ¿Por aquí? ¿Por aquí? Sí. Venga, estamos cerca. Vamos. Estamos cerca. ¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde coño está? Abogado. ¿Dónde está la tumba? Cago en la puta. Ah, mira, ahí está, ¿no? Ahí está.
You deserve a rest.
Ahí está. Enterrar el anillo. Bueno.
You'll be able to see all the way to Stone here. As fine a resting place as any man could hope for. Reunited with those he loves at last.
Matricita. El descubrimiento de las aleaciones que permitía crear mucho más resistentes y duraderas ha promovido su extracción abusiva. Aquí yacen Nuct y Brida. Brida como la brida de... Para enganchar cosas, para sujetar, para recoger cable y todo eso. Brida. Que dejaron este mundo el año 24 de la era waloediense. Vuestro hijo no se olvida. Bueno, pues... Vamos a ir a la guarida. Vamos para la guarida. ¿Esto qué? Nada, no puedo hacerla. Se llama aprendiz y maestro. No me deja, tío. A ver.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearers?
No puedes aceptar ninguna emisión ahora. Tenía que haberla hecho antes. ¿Qué quieres? ¿Por qué no? O sea, no entiendo, tío.
Why didn't he tell us? If you're going to try and convince me to stay, save your breath. I will not put those children at risk.
No sé si tengo que hablar con alguien.
Why do they always have to make such a fuss outside?
You may have your business interests to consider, my lord.
Lubor has been lying to us from the beginning.
¿Qué pasa esto? A ver. Bueno, vamos a guardar. Nivel 40. Nivel 42. Nada, esa misión le echaré un vistazo. A ver si es que tengo que hacer algo. Miraré por ahí. Alguna guía o alguna movida. A ver si soy capaz de eso. De ver qué le pasa a esa misión que no me deja. Bueno, gente, pues hasta aquí el directo de esta noche de hoy. Ha sido un placer como siempre. Muchas gracias por haberos pasado. Compartir este reto conmigo. Yo compartirlo con vosotros. Y nada, gente. Nos vemos en el siguiente directo, ¿vale? Así que venga, buenas noches. Besos y nos vemos. Adiós.